Hey, so we're back with this project, and as promised, we are going to start developing the portraits for the main characters. I just took the sketches that I made in the planning section of this project, and then slowly just started playing around and building the portraits up to something that was more interesting and more connected with what I had in mind. I think I want to talk about patience, because this project overall took me way longer than I wanted it to. I'm talking just about the portraits, of course. And every time I start painting a new portrait or some new piece of artwork, I try to really challenge myself to take it really slow, because excitement usually makes me rush. Of course, I make the structure first, and then some sketching reveals some line art that makes me excited to see some values. And then when I'm maybe 70% done with values, I jump straight into color and then rendering, and then I never finish each stage, fixing every single aspect that I have to finish before moving on. And I feel I made some progress in this instance, but it's still very much rushed. And I keep oscillating between, is this my way of working, or am I actually rushing too fast because I'm not patient enough? There's always this risk that by rushing, you ignore some structural issues that will prove very difficult to cover up later on. I think the instinct is that you could just hide any mistakes you've made in the beginning with cold rendering and maybe colors and maybe effects. But even if most people don't really notice the mistakes you've made, there's always that nagging feeling in the back of your head. Probably one of the main reasons why most artists might not be happy with the drawings they make, and I'm sure one of them. The issue is not with the mistake itself, though. It's the fact that you don't have the patience to pump the brakes, try to fix it, maybe challenge yourself and face your ego. Understand that you still have to work on some things and learn new things that you thought you were good at already, so you can properly serve the idea you're trying to convey in a way that fits your view on quality or whatever metric you're trying to value yourself as an artist from. I suppose for me it's always a very strange dance between technical ability and freedom of expression. That's why I think stylized is the way to go for me. Even though I really value the technical ability, and I will always place a lot of value on that for myself and for other artists that inspire me or that I admire. However, lately I've noticed that even though a lot of art that I admire is technically sound, and I aim to be more like that, it's oftentimes really uninteresting. So I suppose at least this part of the portrait painting process kind of makes me realize how much I'm conflicted in so many aspects of my creative expression. On one hand, sure, it's really cool to render realistically or semi-realistically, and it's amazing when you take yourself seriously enough as an artist to actually try to understand fundamentals and be as accurate as possible when you're trying to convey something very important to you. Even so, we have to choose our battles. We cannot improve everything all the time. So with this painting process for the two characters we have here, I think I chose to pump the brakes more. And I feel like in the end, even though there's a lot of stuff I would have done differently, I feel satisfied that I had the courage to stop and confront the stuff that wasn't working, modifying what I could, making a mental note to pay attention to the elements that keep popping up as issues for me, and the next time I can slowly work on improving. One aspect that's really obvious to me is that I'm really bad at drawing expressions, especially the mouth is really complicated as a structure for me. But having a balance between wanting to finish the piece and trying to challenge yourself to improve, I think is extremely important to any creative person that's taking themselves and their craft seriously enough and respects their audience, I suppose. I'm gonna extend this portrait painting process in multiple videos, so it gives me the chance to actually talk more about different aspects freely. And I hope there were a few thoughts here and there that resonated with someone. Regardless, I appreciate you spending your time with me once again, and I'll see you in the next one.